channel. First of all, I just want to offer an apology that this is not up on our Money Management Monday. I filmed the video, and as I was filming it, I'm like, I'm not even going to edit this. This one's just one for the books. It's been one of those weeks here. Alright, so, but I do want to give you guys a video for money management. It just won't be on Monday. And kind of talk to you about some things that have been on my heart in regards to finances. So the channel has really just grown crazy in the last month or two with the food truck hauls and the first time I actually have gone to a food pantry. And through that, then I noticed that we have a fly infestation going on right now. So there's going to be a lot of this going around. We can't figure out how they're getting in. And we can't find eggs anywhere for them to be laying if they're laying them here. I don't know what's going on. I apologize. If y'all have any tips, please let me know, because my house is not that dirty. So where the heck are these flies coming from? I'm going crazy. Okay. So all of that to say, we've had just a lot of people come in and watch the financial videos, the living below poverty income videos, and there seems to be a reoccurring theme that I want to address in today's video. And that is, why don't we take government assistance? I know I have done a video before on this, and I believe it's actually been kind of embedded in some other things. So I want to make this video specifically for you guys. So to kind of understand this, we will go back a little bit. My husband and I have always been just, this is our family. Let's make this work with our paycheck. And not a single day have we ever gone to bed hungry because there wasn't enough food around. Not a single day. We have lived on $16,000 and now we live on about $28,000. Not a single day have we gone to bed hungry because of our circumstances. When I'm trying to get everything figured out and I'm trying to share with you how we make it work, it's not to say, look at poor me. It genuinely has never been about that. It has always been this idea of, maybe I can help someone see a way to do this. And maybe our story can help pave the way for somebody else that doesn't feel like they can do it, realize that with God all things are possible. And so that has been the ultimate reason. And we've really just wanted to be the one to take care of our family and share with others how we do that, based out of what we were constantly hearing, which was, I could never do that. And it was like, okay, is that because you don't know how? You choose not to, which is, again, there's nothing wrong with that. But more and more we were hearing many people say, we were never taught this. And so it would kind of grew into that, okay, let me show you, let me give you something visible to hold and to understand on how to do that. So that's kind of how it all began. But it has grown into something more of a diary for myself to kind of keep track of the progress that I've made in my own life as kind of working with budgets in different seasons of life. And it's also been really interesting to see other people offer ideas where they have either been in similar circumstances or been in worse circumstances and all kinds of things. A lot of times when I was looking into certain budget things and things like that, it was coming from people that could just sit down and do it. They could just say, okay, I am not going to spend any more. I'm going to live strictly by this budget. And it seemed like they never had any struggles, and if they did, they never talked about it. And I wanted to come at it from a spender's point of view. I am a spender. I don't think about the details of all of the budgets. I don't think about, I only have a list, I'm going to stick to that list, and that's that. I have to train myself, and it is a long process, and it is a long journey, and it is a difficult it's a difficult one. It's a very difficult journey. And that's kind of where this all began. So all of that to say, going back to why don't we get on government assistance? I have also been in situations where I have seen that abused very much. And it would be easy to slip into that. It would be very easy. And I don't even want the temptation or even the accidentalness of slipping into that to ever be on my radar. If we get to a point where, but if there's no food in the fridge, no food on the shelves, no money in the bank, no way that we can do this, and it's the way to put food on the table for my kids, then I will assess it at that situation. But I think there's also a shift in our culture that kind of makes me a little leery of where it's heading, and that is this idea that hard work is a bad thing. And it stems from a lot of this get-rich-quick schemes that are out there of passive income, of I make $1,000 now doing nothing and I live the dream life and it's just rolling in. I mean, has anybody else seen those YouTube videos? Honestly, the essence of working hard for those dollars and then seeing how quickly it goes is something that's really good for me. It's really good for me to see, is what you're going to purchase worth your time and value? So there's a lot of little reasons that kind of make a big picture, but honestly, probably the biggest one that I can give you is that never once have we gone to bed hungry because there wasn't the resources to be fed. Not once have, or I'm sorry, and I'm not afraid of hard work. It's okay for me to work hard for my family and to provide for them in the little ways that I can. I'm okay with that. Even if this income was shut down, I would still find other ways to work at making money for my family insofar as possible that let me stay at home to be with my family. It's very important to me. It's very important for me. My dream, we're always talking about chasing the dream. My dream is to stay at home with my kids. That has always been my dream. That has always been my attitude of being married, is that I got to stay home with the kids and I got to homeschool them. That is my dream. And if it means that I have to get a few hours of sleep every night in order to make that happen, it's not to be successful. It is not to have the best life ever. My dream is to be home with my kids. That is genuinely 100% truth. So anyway, it's kind of a lot of talking for just a simple thing of what I just gave you of why we don't accept government assistance, but I think it kind of gives you a full picture rather than just a sitting down conversation of somebody addressing me. And I've had this happen a lot. I think a lot more recently because of not only presence on YouTube, I get them sometimes in the comments, but even in the store when I have all of my kids with me, idea that obviously if I have that many kids, then I must be on some kind of government assistance and therefore their tax dollars are paying for it. I think there's just that must be how it is. And, when they find out I'm not, it's kind of like, well, why aren't you? It's so funny. It's so funny to me. Like, well, why aren't you? And it's like, well, why? They have clothing, they have shelter. My husband's still working hard to provide for him. It all goes down to we're doing okay where we are. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it means more work. Yes, it means some stressful times. Yes, yes, yes. But we're making it work. So why? Because the more people that are on these government programs, the government doesn't just have money. Like, it's not like they have this reserve where they're just pulling all from. They have to create this money somehow, and the way our system is, it's through taxing. It's through taxation. They can print all the money that they want to, but then there's going to be a downfall of it. So if that's the case, if I can do what we have with where we are and get creative in the multiple ways that we do this, Why wouldn't I? Yes, it's hard work. But hard work isn't a bad thing. It's just hard work. And tiring and exhausting. But it's okay. Hard work is okay. So there's the gist of it. There's kind of the whole scope of why we don't take government funding. I'm not saying that those that take government assistance are wrong. I really don't. I don't care. You know, what you choose for you and your family is between you and your family. I think Erin Odom did a phenomenal job in her book showing the stigma of being on government assistance and the shame that she felt in doing it and why she came to terms and was okay with it after a while. It's a great book, and it's a great way to kind of understand why we shouldn't be so judgmental about that. Again, I have seen abuse, but I also recognize that just because you have a group of people that will abuse the system, that doesn't make it that everybody does that. And that's unfortunately where we just compartmentalize everybody into a box that says, well, that because this person did it, therefore all people do it, and it should be abolished. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying for our family, I have learned to make it work. And I'm sharing with you how I make it work. And some of the price that you have to pay in order to make it work. Like maybe I don't get a full stay-at-home experience that I would like because I do all of these things. But I get to still be home because of how I do all these things. And so there's a cost, but told you I didn't burn it.
Yeah, I know. It was like in the most conspicuous spot.
But whatever. My son just came and we found something we've been looking for a while, so now we're all happy. Anyway, I hope this gives you guys a full understanding of what I've been trying to say, that it's not about judging others for that decision they make. And it's not for us to, and I really despise the term judging. I wish I could find another terminology, because in essence, I'm judging the system by choosing not to do it. You know, I'm like, well, obviously there's some things here that I don't like about it, and therefore I'm judging it. You can't not judge. Like, there really is no way not to judge. I'm not condemning anybody that chooses to do this. That is something that really you need to make that decision and make the best one for your family in all of this. And the best one for my family is to keep doing what I can do. And it's very unfortunate that today we do compartmentalize so many people into this little box of, okay, therefore, because this person does it, therefore all these people do it. And that's not the case. It's not the case. Again, I've been compartmentalized many times since opening this channel. You kind of have to learn to grow thick skin. And it's fine. Like, I'm not going over here boo-hoo. I'm just saying, from a different point of view, before you're like, oh, because this happens too, before you go and say, oh, look at Shalise, she's such a good exemplary person, everybody should be like her. No, that's not what I'm saying either. Please don't do that. Everybody has to make the choice that works best for them and their family, and there's a lot of angst that go into it. And if you ever have tried to get on government assistance and all the work you have to go to in order to get on that, that's a lot of work, and that is a lot of spilling everything out to somebody in order to get that. I'll share with you a story. I can't share you the full story. It's not my story to tell. But there was a young mom, and she just needed some help with diapers on a week-to-week basis. And she went into I don't think a food stamp office maybe, or WIC or something, and was like, I just need a little bit extra so I can eat and my baby will be fine. And the person at the government office said, honey, if you quit your job, you can get much more than what you're making now. That is not the first time I've heard that story. I mean, I heard that story many years ago, And honestly, even moving up here, I also met a young mom who had twins and was really struggling with trying to get a house so she could get the government subsidized housing. But if she bettered herself, if she made more money, that house she couldn't then afford the housing. So in order to be able to afford housing, she couldn't get a job. She couldn't advance herself because then all of her bills would be higher. It was better for her to stay under government assistance, and she didn't want to be in that. So she figured out a way to get out of that system so that she could make something better for her. And is it really better? Because honestly, now she has a house, she has a mortgage payment, she's making more money, and her kids are much healthier, and she is advancing in life. So is it really that harder off for her? So that's why I say when I have government assistance and I have some concerns, this is kind of what I'm talking about. So I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I will be back as soon as I can with another one, and I wish you all a blessed day, and please be understanding. I'll see you next time.